We're gonna talk about Dune.
Yeah, that's the new segment. This moment he leaves. It's time for Dune.
I've
It's
truly
a desert
exhausted all my
planet
Dune
on
knowledge.
Arrakis. That's how that's how the book starts, right? It just says Dune, Arrakis, desert planet.
Yeah, do we ever see a
Sure.
road sign that says now arriving in Tucson? We don't, so we can't prove that it's not Arrakis.
Yeah, it's fair. First Dune game. Nobody really knew.
Yeah. They don't talk about it much. The sandworms that were non-rhythmically driving to escape.
It's the one paved road that they've made in all of Dune.
Yeah.
All of Arrakis. And so it's a very specific time period in that planet's history.
It feels like, how people that are very much into anime are called weebs? What do you call people that are very much into Dune?
Dune heads?
I propose
Duners?
herbs.
Spice babies.
Herbs?
Herbs, because they're Frank Herbert, or Herb with an H.
Herbs. Yeah.
You heckin' Herb with your Dune facts.
Kind of like that, because it's just very Spice-like without saying spice.
Yeah. I wanted to go for like a Spice Girls joke, but I landed on Spice Babies, which is more about baby spice than anything else, and that didn't.
Yeah.
No. I like herbs.
Yeah.
I didn't even make the Dune Spice Girls connection. That's amazing.
I mean, someone's probably done some sort of Spice Girls Dune crossover.
It's just the Spice Girls in still suits.
Oh.
There it is. Thank you,
there we
Camera Hats.
go.
Thank you, Camel Hats. Perfect.
I wonder what they would anamorph into.
People in a worm, spice up your life.
It's all I can think about now, Molly, when I see pictures of kids in like slightly awkward poses. Is like, what anamorph could you possibly be now?
Maybe they all anamorph into worms. What else have they had to touch on the world of Dune? Or Arrakis,
Yeah, I
or
feel
whatever
like
it's called.
That's the one thing standing between the Spice Girls and them being a full-blown anime is if they could transform into animals. Like
Or magical
Ginger Spice would
girls.
be a yeah. I mean, sort of. Have you seen Spice World? That's basically the plot.
I haven't, actually.
I'm not familiar with the Dune movie Spice World.
The Dune movie Spice World?
Yeah.
Yeah, directed by David Lynch.
Series? It seems like a cooking series.
It was definitely, I went to a slumber party whenever Spice World came out. Spice World and Titanic came out the same summer, and that factored very heavily into this slumber party.
Oh my goodness. I never put those two movies in the same year.
Oh my God. And we watched them back to back. It was hell.
Oh my.
And then we found the Spice Channel on cable, which we thought naively related to the Spice Girls, and then found out very quickly it did not.
Oh. Huh.
Oh,
It's a lively evening.
So wait, which movie did you watch first, Titanic or Spice World?
I believe we watched Spice World first.
Okay, so you ended with tears.
I think what we should have done in retrospect, because Titanic was 2 VHSs, so we should have watched the first VHS of Titanic and then taken a spice break and then hop back on the Titanic.
I think that would have worked, yeah. Like, that's probably how the director intended it to be viewed, honestly.
Yeah, you know what? And I'm not one to respect James Cameron's vision generally, so if it would make him mad, even better.
It's the one movie I remember people like kids in my class bragging about going and seeing multiple times in theater.
Yeah, that was
Titanic
weird.
or Spice World?
Titanic. I don't know of anybody who, I mean, I probably knew girls who went and saw Spice World because there were people who were into that. Yeah. I was not one of them. I was not part of that popular crowd. I was in the library reading books and hiding under a table.
Yeah. For a shining... Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Carrie.
Oh, I find it weird, like for those of us who were in middle school before the internet was really, really up and rolling like it is now, the amount of cultural transmission that teens had back in the day, because I lived very far away from where you lived, Heather, and I would presume, because you weren't in Columbus, Ohio, and we had folks who were like going to see Titanic multiple times, and it's the only film I can remember doing that with.
And what's the runtime on that thing? It's like,
It was over 3 hours, which was a big deal at the time.
yeah, it seems quaint now.
Yeah.
I remember people being like, "Oh, I took like the really big drink, and then I had to go to the bathroom, but you don't want to go to the
Yeah.
bathroom because you don't want to miss the climax scene."
Or the car
Will
scene.
she find that jewel in the middle of the ocean ever? Who knows?
Yeah, and Run P didn't exist.
Man.
3 hours and
I love
14
Run P.
minutes. Oh, that's like 3 hours too long.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know. I'm saying that, but I don't really remember much of that movie outside of everybody looked really cold in the water.
And how long did it take the actual Titanic to sink? I would bet a shorter amount of time.
I think I used to know that. I found the Titanic really fascinating even before the movie came out. So I had like looked up some information on it in the years before the movie came out, and then when the movie was there, I was like, "Oh, cool! It's about the." Yeah.
I know what that is.
Yeah. Apparently, there was like a fictional story published before the Titanic was even built that echoes the tragedy. It was like the Titan or something was the name of the ship. But I might be half remembering something wrongly.
There's something about that seems familiar.
I'm kind of waiting to see if someone in chat remembers more than me.
Just like you bring up like, oh man, the internet, like I remember when school got the internet and we had computers, we could kind of go access it, and it's like if you had a computer class, you got like the handout that was like, here's how you set up a Hotmail account.
Oh, wow.
And here's how you can go to a web page. And you'd be like, oh, I'll go to Pepsi.com. And they have like a splash page. It's just like the Pepsi logo because nobody knows what the heck they're doing. And then you're like, right, okay, well, the internet's pretty boring in terms of brand names. Oh, hey, look at this GeoCities webpage that somebody's made with sparkles, and it's all about Sailor Mars.
It
So
plays
I'm gonna read
music.
someone's pre-fanfic page.
Yeah. Oh yeah, newsletters.
Rock Pusher and a few other folks seem to have found that thing. It was the Wreck of the Titan, or Futility, and it was written in 1898. And it kind of predicted the Titanic sinking, even though it didn't really predict it. It was just
That's freaky.
Yeah, just coincidence, but cool.
Or prophecy.
Or prophecy, possible.
Can't say it wasn't prophecy.